Hello YouTube, welcome to the dojo, you're Samurai Man, and today we have the Transformers Warbotron-Heavy Noisy, the second figure in their set. You can see it is a nice little green tank. Very solid. It is chunky. You know, it's just a big old chunky tank. Not really much to say about it. I mean, he has a decent amount of surface detail for a tank. I mean, tanks are pretty much just bricks for the most part, but he's got, you know, some little breakup of colors, got some purple bits here. Lots of dark gray. The treads are very nice molded, as you can see. Straight up the treads and all these wheels and bits. No wheels or anything. Nothing there at the bottom, so he doesn't move. He just sits there. He does, however, rotate. I do like how the cannon rotates. The turret does rotate. And it can go up, and it can kind of go downish. Not really downish, but it goes up, and that's important. Because for my tank figures, my one little thing about them that I have to have on all my tank stuff, they gotta have a turret that moves up and down and rotates. Maybe not up and down, but it at least needs to rotate. That's bare minimum for my tanks. It doesn't even have to roll. Like, this one doesn't roll, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it'd be nice if it could, but at least the turret rotates. That's all I ask. And then with my helicopter figures, they gotta spin their little rotors. And then, let's see, you know, cars, they should roll. That's their thing. And yeah, you know, we all have our little gripes and stuff we gotta have. You know, animals, mouths gotta open. That's my minimum. That's all I'm asking is for those modes. The arms and legs can move, that's fine, but those mouths gotta open. But there you go. You can see, very nicely done. I don't really know what kind of tank he is. I know there's a couple different kinds, but I'm not really sure. He is a very nice looking one. He does have some like, little bumper there with some headlights, so that's nice. He actually does. I don't know if this is for this mode. I think it's more for his robot mode, but he does have a little scope there. So that's cool. He's got two little turrets you can see I've placed up here. Those are his weapons for robot mode. I like how we've got some spray, what do you call it, airbrushing for the front of the tank. It's got silver airbrush where it kind of fades. So it kind of looks like it's been used and such. It's got like that kind of grimy old look to it. I do like that. It's got some more silver here at the front of these guns. And then, you know, some dark gray here at the side. So very nice overall. I think they did a good job of this. I think what's cool is you can kind of use this scope as like kind of where they would enter the tank. Like, get in, open the hatch. All right, close that, get that hatch closed, damn it. And then, you know, something like that. So very nice, so cool. So overall, let's go ahead and transform it and see what. So our transformer, we'll start by removing the little turrets, just because we are definitely going to need to get those out of the way. Then we'll get rid of the big turret, just because it'll help out. So, yeah, more parts forming. Now we got this brick here. It's a green brick. Doesn't do nothing. It kind of looks like a hovercraft. That's about it. You can see his face is right there. And yeah, the head's exposed there, but I mean, you would never have the tank without the turret, and that covers it. So, it's, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, we'll start by, let's flip up this bit here. I'm trying to remember exactly how this goes. There you go. Yeah, these are tabbed in, so you want to get those out of the way. Rotate these little bits out here out of the way because we're going to need to, or let's flip them out first, then we'll rotate them because we're going to need to split up this part. This would be the legs, and then I believe they do flip. So we're going to attach these treads here that are connected to those treads, the back treads, and then they are going to flip out these legs. It's all very solid and again stiff, so just work with it and it'll work with you. Rotate these downward. These are going to form the feet. You can see that. There you go. And then bring these up. That'll make the knees. You can see these bits made the knees now. So we'll flip this forward, and we'll flip this back, and then we'll flip this back. This will make a heel spur. You're going to need that. And there you go. One leg down, one to go. And then rotate this. There you go. Like I said, it's stiff. These guys are stiff. This is their first run. Oh, and then bring down these bits here. This will just form the back of the legs just to make it filled out. That's all it's for, which I really like. Because they could have just easily made that hollow, but instead they added that flap there and even painted the back of it. So it kind of looks like hydraulic, so you can like walk around and stuff. So I thought that was a really nice touch. So that's good on them. Then bring out the leg. And do the heel spur. Oops, there you go. Now I got the heel spur. Without this bit, he'd fall over. He was, like, when I first took him out, he kept falling over, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I realized that wasn't down. I was like, ah, there we go. Now we got the hands here. What you want to do is we have these treads here. You want to bring them around, fold them up. There you go. They go along the side of the arm. Nice and clean. Just a nice clean way to get the treads out of the way. Take this bit here, rotate it forward. That's going to make the chest. Rotate these treads up. That'll make the shoulders. Then we'll bring up the head there. We'll bring this up here. That'll just fill in the back. We're just getting there. Here comes the hardest part of the transformation. Is getting his hands or his arms to extend. They are very stiff. They are very solid. I am going to struggle. Never mind, that one came out very easily. This one though, this one's going to be, okay, that one, not so bad. Alright, I'll tell you why. I'm pretty sure I know why these came out easy. There was one time I was trying to get them to extend, and they would not come out for the life of me. I was just hurting myself. I didn't want to break anything, so I was like, you know what? I took a screwdriver, unscrewed these 4 screws here. You can see at the forearm, and I loosened, not all the way, just loosened them up, and I pulled out the arm. And I think maybe just because I probably didn't screw them as tight as they were before, that probably helped. I'm assuming that's why it was easier, because I was expecting that to be like a challenge and a struggle and a 5-minute segment of me wrestling this toy. But fortunately, that's not the case, and it's probably because I did do that before. So that's probably why. So if you are having trouble with your figure, just loosen up those screws. You can even see it's a little wobbly. I probably didn't screw them up all the way, and that's probably why. You can see that they move a little. It's because they're not so stiff, because that is a very tight section. It even, you could see kind of, it did even, like when it was tight before, scrape along the sides of the inner arm. You could definitely see it on this one where it would scrape the insides of the inner arm, so that's an issue. You don't want that happening. So I would say as soon as you get out of the box, if you're struggling, loosen it. Just give yourself that easy little tidbit right there. Just don't want to be wrestling with it. But anyways, we could take this here, and we could do a couple things with this actually. If you want, we can remove this section here. Problem is, if you remove this, I don't think it can go in. Yeah, it doesn't tab in anywhere. So it's kind of just left alone. I don't think it makes a shield, to my knowledge. Yeah, so that kind of just sits by itself, unfortunately. But, oops, it's falling over. Heel spurs activate. There you go. What you can do here is rotate these parts down. If I can get it. This one doesn't want to rotate. The other one rotated pretty nice. Why didn't this one want to rotate? Oh, there we go. It rotated. There we go. Okay, and then what you can do is take this and bring it forward. Flip up the scope. And we've got a pretty solid looking gun there. There you go. It's kind of like a napalm cannon. That's how I imagine it. Or maybe like a sniper blast or something. Maybe you want to fold this down or something. I don't know. You can do what you want to do. I don't know if that looks better. But this kind of looks long as a barrel. Like for a gun. But that's one thing to do with it. He's got a nice little handheld weapon. Something they did with the turret just so it wouldn't just sit there. It is a bit long. It is a bit big. So it can be a little troublesome getting him to hold it. It looks a bit awkward holding it like that. But that's just something you can do. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But what I prefer to do... There's a fly. Fly. What I prefer to do... What I was saying before that fly distracted me... is take it, bring back these bits, you know, just pretty much put them back in the way it was. Bring it up, and then take this here, flip back this longer peg out. You do need that longer peg there for this part. Bring it in here. Where was it? Was it like that? That fly! I can hear it buzzing around at me, and it's bugging the hell out of me. Never mind. You want to use this back tab, or back peg. There you go. So tabs or pegs in right there. I keep saying tab. Pegs in right there. And you can put this back here, pretty much where it was in the vehicle mode. It is pretty big. It sits pretty low on the back. I think that's what the issue is. Maybe if it sat a little higher. But as far as the front configuration looks, I think that's fine. That looks a little bit more Brawl-like, where he has the cannon in the back, and he keeps wanting to fall. There you go. Where he looks a little bit more Brawl-like. You can see he does have that cannon very high up. It's a tall cannon. If you want, you can kind of tilt it. That also works if you want to tilt it like that, just to kind of give it like it's a more dynamic pose. But G1 accurate, I say that's fine. That works for me. That's totally cool. And then you can take his blasters or his pistols. Again, dual handed pistols. I do like dual pistols. I'm an akimbo kind of guy. All right, that's how I roll. I roll akimbo. So there you go. And then you can just have him like that. And that's not bad. I think that's pretty well armed up. He looks pretty tough. I could see him being intimidating like that. That flag just go across my camera. But that's how I like my figure. I think he looks cool like that. That's classic Brawl right there. And I'm okay with it. So for his articulation, he's got, again, solid mount just like with Airburst. He can bring his legs up and down and out. You can get his arms out of the way. There you go. Not out all the way just because of the way they're shaped. So you can't bring them out all the way. You can bend his knees all the way up if you want, because of transformation they do go all the way up, so plenty of knee movement. They are very solid, as you can see. And then his ankles do kind of move, at least at the feet. They do have rotation there. You can see it does bend there. So if you do want to get a little bit more dynamic pose, there is a hinge there. So there you go. That's nice. You could have just not done that, and they did do it. Rotation at the thigh. Again, it doesn't want to go, weirdly enough, it doesn't want to turn. Oh, there you go. Okay, it was just stuck. So yeah, full rotation at the thigh. We're good. Never mind, I'm a liar. Good on that. Rotation at the waist. No, yes, there we go. Yeah, it's just really stiff. This, like I said, these figures are really, really stiff. Warbotron, their first set, Bruticus, the figures are very stiff, but with their Computron figure, their Technobots, I feel like they did improve quite a bit, so that's good. But anyways, yes, you can bring up the shoulders. They do kind of get stuck at the head there, you can see, but at least you can do it to a certain extent. They did fill it out, which I really do like. You got this joint here, so that way it doesn't look just empty. There is something there filling in the gap, so that's nice. And then you can rotate the biceps, and then a bend at the elbow. I don't think it's double. It is not double, but it's still a bend at the elbow. Rotation at the wrist, and that's about... Oh, and the head does look all the way back if you want, because he does have transformation. His head does go back. So you got that ball joint there, plus that little hinge. So it can look quite a bit up, quite a bit down, and then all around. So not bad. I do think that's pretty cool. So here you have a closer look at Brawl, and this is spot on. I love the treaded shoulders. That's pretty cool. That's pretty much how he's always looked ever in every incarnation. And then he's got the head that's spot on. He's got that little silver crest at the forehead. That's classic Brawl. He's got the visor eyes done up in yellow. He's got the face plate. So he's got the big bulky square head. Pretty basic. I mean, it is a pretty basic design, but that is what Brawl is. He's just a simple tank. Simple guy with a simple order. Just destroy everything you can. And I like it. I can appreciate that. I can get on board with that. So you can see I have Heavy Noisy paired up with Airburst. They do look nice together. They are aesthetically pleasing to the eye. They both have similar design choices, obviously. They are in the same toy line, so they should be. And I really like what we got going on. This works for me. Airburst is a bit taller, you can see. Not too surprising. I feel like Heavy Noisy is kind of like maybe not like short necessarily, but he is like the bulky guy, like the stout guy maybe. So it would stand to reason that he might not be the biggest or tallest guy in the bunch, I should say. So very nice. I like what I see. So to get him into his limb mode, it's very easy. All you have to do, I already transformed him into vehicle mode. All I have to do is pretty much just flip up the front here, fold his back, and then kind of just like angle it how you want it. Take this front section, and you want to grab it from the front here. There's a little bit, you can see it's kind of got a little, I guess, gap right here. Gappy-ishness. You want to grab it and untab it. Bring it forward. And then just bring it around and kind of just let it sit. I don't know if there's any specific spot, but just let it sit like that. That'll expose the port right there. So you would have it like that, and then the foot that's coming with Fierce Attack will be right there. And then bam, we have a leg. Very simple. It's not complicated at all. There you go. Kind of just came undone a little. He just popped apart. But that was my bad. That has nothing to do with it. Well, yeah, it's just those tightness. Yeah. Whatever. Either way, there you go. You can see what I was going for. Not a complicated foot. Brawl never was a complicated foot, and then neither was Swindle. They're very simplistic when it comes to their limb mode. So glad to see that represented here, because I wasn't looking for a challenge. Just looking for some fun. That's what I do with my toys. I like to have fun, not challenge myself. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Go ahead, comment, like, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, as well as follow me on Tumblr and Twitter at Mcation. And Instagram at Mechas of Ironheart, where you find all my pictures, recent purchases, who's making what, what's coming all out, all that good stuff and more. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.